Setting up your Stream Deck doesn't need to be difficult. I'm going to show you the easiest way to go ahead and get it set up. So that way, by the end of this video, you're ready to use your Stream Deck in your live stream. So let's go ahead and dive right in. So once you go ahead and have your Stream Deck plugged into your computer, the very first thing we're going to want to do is download the software to be able to manage the Stream Deck. So what you want to do is you want to visit elgato.com/en/download. It's going to bring you to a website just like this. And what we want to do here is on the left-hand side, you want to select product. You want to select the Stream Deck that you have, and then you want to go ahead and come down here and select download. Once you've done that, the very next thing that we want to do is you want to go into the description of the video. I have all the links that I'm going to mention here today, and you want to come to where it says OBS WebSocket. You want to go to the github.com/OBS project link in the description, and you're going to want to head and download this because we're going to need it for a plugin later. I'm more the type of person that likes to be efficient, so we're going to download everything that we're going to need, and then we're going to dive into the actual setup. So once you have that there, you're then going to go ahead and open up your Stream Deck. So on your Stream Deck, what you want to do is the first thing is you want to come to this little gear icon and select that there. We're going to adjust some of these settings here. So under general, you're going to come to where it says sleep after. You're going to by default have it on never. You're going to want to put that at 2 hours simply because you don't want your screen to go out over time. Then as far as your brightness, you're going to want to bring this down so by about halfway through again, just to be able to preserve your screen because the Stream Deck is not inexpensive. So you want to make sure that it lasts as long as possible. Then here under firmware version, you may have an option to be able to update. If you do, go ahead and select that to be able to update. Then here on the right hand side, you're going to come to where it says accounts. Now this is where you're going to go ahead and add all the accounts that we're going to utilize. So if you have a Streamlabs account, go ahead and add that now. If you have a Twitch account, add that in there. If you have a Twitter account, add that in there. And you have a YouTube account, add that in there. So take a few moments to go ahead and add all those accounts in there because we're going to need it later when we start doing the social media promotion on our Stream Deck. So once you have done that, you're going to come to where it says profiles. Here's where you're going to go ahead and create the profile. By default, you're going to have one profile only. So then make sure you make that your default. And then if you go ahead and right click on it, you can go ahead and rename it to your name. So that way it's easy for you to be able to utilize. So I'm going to utilize a demo account just to be able to mirror what it is that you have. And so now here on the right hand side, this is where all the plugins are going to be. So by default, Elgato gives you several plugins that you're going to have. We're getting ready to install the ones that we're going to be utilizing. And then anytime that you install the plugin, it's going to be here on the right hand side. And then utilizing this little hamburger menu, these little 3 dots, you're going to be able to toggle on and off the ones that you need, the ones you don't need. You can go ahead and drag and drop them to be able to organize it. That way it makes it easier for you to be able to access what you need to go ahead and access. So right here, right next to the gear icon, we're going to select this little keyboard. What we're getting ready to do is we're getting ready to go ahead and install all the plugins that we're going to need here today. So on the left hand side, this is the Elgato store. So you're going to get options to be able to get Elgato information. You'll see plugins, icons, music, sound effects, and we'll dive into this here in a little bit. But the plugins is what we want to go ahead and focus on. So select plugin, and then here in the search box, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to type in Obs Tools as the first one by Bar Raider. Go ahead and install that there. The next one you're going to want to do is going to be Windows Mover and Resizer. So go ahead and utilize that. This is going to help us be able to launch a lot of apps and be able to organize them exactly how we want. So download that app there. Then you're going to want to go ahead and get Speed Test by Bar Raider. Again, this is very important to make sure that we have the best internet speed when we go to live stream to record content or do anything that we need to do. So go ahead and install that there. We're going to also go ahead and install Timestamp. So go ahead and get that one there. It's by Elgato. This is going to allow us to be able to create content a lot faster by timestamping our content. Then you're going to go to Win Tools, okay, which is also by Bar Raider. This is going to allow us to control a lot of the functionalities on our computer that we normally don't have access to with a click of a button. So we're going to use that there. And then if you do end up using music like Spotify, then I recommend getting the Spotify plugin. If you don't use Spotify for your music, then you can go ahead and skip it. But we'll go ahead and add that plugin here as well. All right, so now that you have all the plugins that we're going to need, you're going to go ahead and close the store. Now we can go ahead and begin the process of trying to get everything set up here. So the first thing that I like to do is I like to go ahead and customize the Stream Deck. As you can see here on my Stream Deck, I have a wallpaper that's the initial screen. This is what makes it personalized to you. So I want to show you how you can go ahead and do this as well. And then we'll dive into the actual content. So here, the first thing that we want to do is on the internet, you want to go to your browser and you want to go to the link in the description. You're going to come to elgato.com /en/key creator. Once you get on this website, you're going to select Wallpaper Mode. And what you want to do here is you want to go ahead and utilize this little picture icon to be able to upload a picture that you want to go ahead and utilize. So I'm going to go ahead and utilize the YouTube logo. I'm going to say OK. And then here's where you select whether you have the 32, 15, or 6. So I have the 15, so I'm going to select that. And then once you see the preview of how you want it to look, once it's ready, you go ahead and hit Save Keys, and that's going to go ahead and download the zip file for you. So once that's done downloading, you're going to hit Show in Folder. It's going to go ahead and showcase it there. You want to open it up, and then you want to make sure you select it and select Extract All. If you've never extracted a zip file, just go to Google, type in how to extract a zip file, and it's going to give you some options for you. Then you're going to open it up, and it's going to go ahead and give you all the keys to be able to create that design, right? So now what we want to do is we want to come back to the Stream Deck. And what you want to do here is on the right hand side, you're going to look for where it says System. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to select Hotkeys, and you want to drop a hotkey in there. Now what you want to do is you hit Copy, and then you just say Paste into here until you complete the whole section. So once you have the whole section completed all the way through, then we're ready to go ahead and start adding in some pictures to be able to create our wallpaper. So now that I have that there, what I want to do is I want to select the first one. I want to come down here to this icon, and I want to hit this little drop down arrow. I want to set from File, and then what I want to do is I want to go ahead and find the Stream Deck icons that I just went ahead and got. So here we are, the Stream Deck icons, and you'll see here number 1. And you'll just plug that in there, and you just go 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. When you get to number 8, this is going to be super important if you're on the 15 key or any one that you want to go ahead and utilize for this. So we're going to delete the welcome sign here. Okay, you're going to hit delete. And what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and create a folder. So what this is going to allow us to do is that when you click this little middle icon, it's going to bring you into a folder where we're going to have all of our actual icons. So let me show you what that actually looks like. So once you have your wallpaper, you're going to see that my middle icon is a folder. So when I click on it, it's going to bring me here to my icons, and that's what we're going to do. That way you have that nice display there. So once you have those filled out, you're then going to have the option to be able to go ahead and use this. So let's move this here. I'm going to go ahead and set this as number 8. So we'll look for number 8. Here's my number 8. Now I know that's going to be my folder, right? So once you have that there, your wallpaper is done. The next thing that we want to go ahead and do is we want to go ahead and click here, and now we can go ahead and start setting up all of our keys, right? All our hotkeys, things that we're going to utilize to be able to make our live stream experience as best as possible. So once you have that done there, what you want to do is you want to go ahead and open up OBS. This is going to be very important. So once you have OBS open, what you're going to want to do is you're going to come to Tools, because we just installed that WebSocket plugin into OBS, and we want to make sure that it's set up correctly. So you're going to come to Tools, you're going to come to WebSocket Server Settings. Here, you're going to leave the server port as is. And then for the password, this is something that you're going to set. Create something that you're going to be able to remember, because we're going to need to input it into the Stream Deck once we get there. So make sure you set that up. Check Enable System Tray Alerts, and then have everything else unchecked, and then press OK. Okay, so now that we have that there, now we can go ahead and begin to go ahead and start setting up our Stream Deck. So the very first thing that we want to go ahead and do is we want to go ahead and manage our scenes inside of OBS. So that way you can transition from your just chatting to your intermission to your gameplay with just a click of a button. And it's really, really simple to be able to do this. So on the right hand side, you're going to find the OBS Studio. And this works the same way if you use Streamlabs desktop. But for this video, we're going to focus on OBS. So what you're going to do is you're going to look for the tab that says Scene. You're going to go ahead and drag it and drop it. Now, anytime that you're going to want to be able to create a new hotkey or a new button on your Stream Deck, you're simply always going to go ahead and drag and drop. And if you want to duplicate something, you just go ahead and hit copy, and then you hit paste. And that's going to make it real easy for you to be able to create those additional scenes. So you're going to see here that I'm going to go ahead and select this first scene. Now what I want to do is the first thing that you can do is you can go ahead and customize the actual icon. So first, I'm going to go ahead and name this my first scene. I'm just going to say it's chatting. Okay, and I'm going to have that there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and select this little plus icon, and this is going to go ahead and bring up the Stream Deck icon library, allowing you to be able to go ahead and select an icon that you can utilize. Now, they've given you over 200 icons you can go ahead and utilize, or you can go ahead and upload your own. You can create your own in Canva. You can go ahead and just use the ones Elgato's give you, or you can go ahead and buy a pack at streamdesigns.com, where you'll be able to find stream icons, and that's what I'm going to go ahead and utilize. So I'm going to go ahead and hit set from file, and what I'm going to do is that I'm going to go to my desktop where I've downloaded my icons, and here's where I have my icons. Now I'm going to go ahead and select scene 1. I'm going to select OK, and you're going to see here at the bottom, you're going to see 2 single dots. One dot is to showcase the button when it's active, and the other one is to show when it's deactivated. So if you don't add a second icon to the deactivated screen, it's just going to go ahead and grayed out, which is totally fine. But I do have an icon, so I'm going to select set from file. I'm going to come here, and you're going to see here that once I turn the screen off, here it is, it's going to be grayed out, right? So now I have an option where it's on, and then it's off, and then I'm able to go ahead and title it there, right? So what you want to do now is you want to make sure that this is go ahead and connected. So do this for your next scenes, and now we're going to go ahead and connect it over to OBS. What you want to do is you want to come to where it says scene, and you're going to go ahead and select the scene that this is going to be. So this is going to be my just chatting scene. I'm going to go to the next one, and then this is going to be my intermission screen, and then the next one is going to be my apex screen, and then you're going to go ahead and just keep going until you fill out all the screens that you're going to need. And this is the way this is going to look. So once I have here, you can see my OBS on the right now. I'm on my intermission screen, and I want to go to my just chatting, I want to go to my spectating, I want to go to my game, and then I want to go to, you know what I mean, my chat here. So you can see here, this is what it's going to look like for you once you set it up, allowing you to be able to switch in between all of the scenes that you have. Okay, then you have the option to be able to use a title if you want, and then you have an option to be able to customize these titles as well. So based on what you like, you can do bottom, you can do top, middle, or you can do top, and you can go ahead and change the font and the size if you like. Most of the time, I just personally like to use an icon, and then with that icon, I'm able to understand which scene it is that I need to go ahead and utilize. Okay, so now that you know how to go ahead and add scenes as buttons on there, the next thing we want to do is to be able to show you how to go ahead and hide scenes if you need to. So to be able to do that, you're going to come here and to the right hand side, you're going to see where it says source visibility. Now, the way that I utilize this is mainly for my chat window. And what I like to do is that sometimes if I get any hate raid or I get any chats going crazy, this allows me to push a button to be able to go ahead and disable my chat right away. So that way it's not visible inside of a video, but you can utilize this to disable and activate any source, whether it be your camera, whether it be your gameplay, anything that you may have that you want to disable. This is how you go ahead and do it. So first, you're going to select the scene, right? What scene is the source available in? So I'm going to say my intermission, and then it's going to ask me what source is it that I want to go ahead and deactivate. So I'm going to say it's going to be my chat. Then I'm going to name this chat. And then again, you can go ahead and change the icon. You can go ahead and set it from your file and then activate and deactivate one. So now you're going to see here that when I push this button, what's going to happen is it's going to go ahead and deactivate. You can see here that it's activating and deactivating, activating and deactivating. So you can see here that that's how you're going to go ahead and activate an actual source and deactivate that source. So that's how you go ahead and utilize that option there. Now, the next thing that we want to go ahead and learn is the speed test plugin. So we went ahead and installed the speed test plugin. So to be able to do that, you're going to scroll down and you're going to look for the one that says bar rater. This is going to be a speed test. So what we're going to do is we're going to drag and drop it in here. And what this is going to do is that it's going to go ahead and run a speed test for you without you having to open up a browser. That way, if you feel some kind of lag in your stream or anything of that sort, you can go ahead and quickly do a speed test to be able to know. Now, I just go ahead and name this speed. And then with that, you can just leave it to the closest server. And then that's pretty much all you need to do. And then you simply go ahead and push it. It's going to go ahead and run, give it a few moments. And then you'll see here that it'll go ahead and populate our speed test for us, right? So while that's go ahead and running for me, the next thing that we want to do is we want to go ahead and add a record pause and to start streaming. So we want to be able to manage our stream to be able to start recording, to start streaming directly from a button. So you can see here that I got my results. I have a 10 ping, I have a 242 download, and I have a 353 upload, allowing me to know that my internet is good and I can move forward. So let's go ahead and add a record button. So you're going to come here to where it says OBS Studio once again. You're going to come to where it says record. You're going to drop a record in there. You're going to drop a record pause, and then we're also going to go ahead and add a start stream. So you can see here stream, and now we can go ahead and get that going. So again, you're going to select this option here. You don't need to connect it. It's automatically going to go ahead and connect over to OBS. And then you set your active or your non-active icon. Like I said, I can go ahead and set it from a file, and that's going to go ahead and give me the icon where I have record on, and it's going to go ahead and change that icon for me. Record pause, and then my start stream, I can go ahead and also set it from a file. And again, these are icons you can get on streamdesigns.com. The link is going to be in the description. There's many options for you to be able to select from. And then again, to allow you to get something custom, you can go ahead and select any file there. So now what's just going to happen is that when I go ahead and click this button, it's going to allow me to be able to start recording whatever it is that I'm recording inside of OBS. When I hit the second icon, which is going to be my pause, it's going to allow me to go ahead and pause anything that I'm recording inside of OBS. And then here, the start stream is going to allow me to be able to go ahead and start stream with just a click of a button, making it real easy for you to be able to go ahead and just begin the process of streaming without having to worry about clicking and going through that process. So the very next thing that we want to make sure that we do, of course, is you want to be able to go ahead and mute your mic. I think this is super, super important to be able to know how to do this. So to be able to do that, you're going to come here to the right hand side where it says OBS Studio. You're going to scroll down to where it says Audio Mixer, and you're going to go ahead and drop that in there. Once you drop that in there, what it's going to do is going to go ahead and ask you, once it connects over to OBS, to go ahead and select the audio device that you want to go ahead and mute. So once it becomes available, it's going to say source. You're going to select the microphone that you want to go ahead and disable and activate. So I'm just going to go ahead and label this mic. And then what you want to do is you want to go ahead and set your icon again for what it is that you want to do. I can go ahead and set from file once more. And I don't want to spend too much time on the icon and decoration of it. What I want to do is teach you how to actually utilize it, how to incorporate the things, and then you can spend the extra time designing it, moving things around how you want. I want to equip you with the knowledge to be able to dominate the Stream Deck so you can go crazy with it. So now here you're going to see here for you to be able to go ahead and mute and unmute your mic. So you can see here in OBS, when I click that icon, you see how it goes red and then it goes white, allowing me to toggle it on and off. Now, this is going to be great if you need to cough, if anything happens, you can just quickly push that button, mute that, and then be able to go ahead and keep moving forward from there. Now, this also works with your game. So, for example, sometimes I'm playing a game and I have my game volume on, but then I have game chat coming through into the stream. So, utilizing the drop-down option here, you can go ahead and select the game, and then again, once you press it, you'll see that the game will go ahead and go muted and unmute there without any issues. So again, that's how you go ahead and handle muting. Now, one really cool thing that I like is to be able to have some kind of excitement or entertaining elements inside of my stream. And you can do that directly inside of the Stream Deck by adding some sound effects. So to be able to add sound effects, again, we're going to come to the top. We're going to click this little music icon. And then what we're going to do is going to bring us over here to the store. You're going to come to the left hand side and you're going to select sound effects, right? So this is where we're going to select this, and you'll see that Elgato is going to give you an option of over 10,000 available sound effects that you're able to go ahead and utilize. So you simply can go scroll through here and see the sounds that you want to go ahead and utilize. And the way to utilize them is that you simply go ahead and select download. Once you download it, you then want to come to the right hand side and you want to look for the plugin that says soundboard. You're going to select play audio. And if you want, you can also select stop audio if you do want it to not play all the way through and you just want to cut it off midway through. So once you're here, it's going to give you the option to go ahead and add a title. You can add the sound effect that this is. I'm just going to go ahead and do ring. And then what it's going to do is going to tell you to go ahead and find the file that you want to go ahead and utilize. So I'm just going to click that button there. You're going to see I have a sound here, record scratch. I'm going to press OK. And then now you can go ahead and say play and stop. So you can have the button to be able to go ahead and play and stop, play and overlap, play and restart, loop and stop. So I'm just leave it at play and stop. And then that's pretty much all you need to do. And again, you can customize this to be able to add a certain icon for you to make it easily recognizable. So what you can go ahead and do is when I click that, it's going to go ahead and make that sound, and it's going to go ahead and showcase inside of my stream. So again, you can see just how creative you can get with some sound effects. And like I said, Elgato gives you over 10,000 sound effects that you're able to go ahead and utilize. So that's very, very important there. So right out of the gate, these are going to be your core, most basic elements that you're able to go ahead and utilize. Now we're going to get into something a little bit more advanced, so that way you can have the Stream Deck do multiple actions at the same time without you having to click multiple buttons. So one button for multiple actions. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and right click here, and we're going to go ahead and create a new folder just to be able to go ahead and open up a new window. Now, again, every time you create a folder, it's going to give you access to almost 14 new keys, allowing you to be able to add additional things. So you're not limited to just the first 15 or the 14 that are here originally for you. You have the availability to create folders inside of folders inside of folders, giving you almost an endless amount of capabilities for what you can create based on what it is that you need. You can take a look at here at my Stream Deck, where I have one folder here. Then I have folders for my links, which is here. And then I also have folders for different projects and things that I use inside of my computer. So you can utilize this for so many options there, right? All right. So what we want to do here is that we're going to go ahead and do a multi-action just to show you how this works. We're going to go ahead and when we're going to mute our OBS mic, unmute our Discord mic, and vice versa. So that way, if you are in Discord and you are communicating with your friends, you don't have to talk to both of them. You can talk to the stream and you can talk to Discord simultaneously by just clicking a button by unmuting both sides. So to be able to do this, what we're going to want to do is you're going to want to come to where it says Stream Deck. You're going to go ahead and select a multi-action switch. You're going to drop that in there, and that's going to go ahead and bring you into the multi-action window. So the first thing that we want to do is we want to go ahead and mute our OBS mic. So we want to come to OBS Studio. We're going to scroll down and we're going to go to Audio Mixer. You're going to drop that in there, and it's going to go ahead and connect over to OBS. So what we want to do here is we want to go ahead and say, label this OBS, and then we want to go ahead and select mute. Then what it's going to do is going to ask us, what source do you want to go ahead and mute? So I'm going to select my microphone, and that's the first thing that we want to do there. Now, what I recommend is that anytime that you're doing a multi-action, every time that you add a step, you always want to add a simple delay. That way it doesn't make your computer go crazy, right? So what you do here is under the Stream Deck, you're going to go ahead and come to delay, and you're going to get add a delay there. Now, this is 1 second, but I typically like to do either 200 to 500. You can decide which one works best for you. And now the next thing that we want to go ahead and do is that we want to go ahead and set a keybind inside of Discord. So what you want to do is you want to open up your Discord. Okay, you're going to come down to where it says settings. Okay, you're going to come to where it says keybinds here on the left hand side. And then here where it says action, you're going to go ahead and select toggle mute, right? And then here's where you're able to go ahead and select what it is that you want to go ahead and utilize. I used Alt Shift F12 since I know those are keys I'm not going to touch for me to be able to utilize that. So once you go ahead and set that there, what you want to do is you want to come back here to OBS, and we're going to come to system, and you're going to drop in a hotkey. Once you drop in that hotkey, you're going to come here and you're going to go Alt Shift F12. That's going to give you the icon there. So now we're set. And now what you want to do is you want to add a delay. So far, once we push this button, what's going to happen is that OBS Studio is going to mute my mic. It's going to go ahead and have a slight delay. It's going to unmute my mic inside of Discord, and then it's going to have a slight delay. Now what we want to do is we want to go to number 2. And now what we want to do is that we want to do it in reverse, right? So now what we want to do is we want to drop the hotkey, and we want to go ahead and do Alt Shift F12. This is going to go ahead and now mute our mic inside of Discord, and we're going to hit a delay. Okay. And then you're going to come to where it says OBS here on the right hand side. You're going to go ahead and select Audio Mixer. And then what you're going to do here is now you're going to leave it as unmute. We're going to name this OBS. And then once it goes ahead and connects over, we can go ahead and now select it to be able to select the source that we want it to be. And again, this is going to be your microphone source. So you'll select mic aux 2. And then there we have the action. So now we can go back. Okay, we have here our icon. And what we want to do is let's go ahead and open up some Discord so you can kind of see the way this is going to work, right? So here I have my OBS, and then I have my Discord. So let's go ahead and look at that. So there's my mic. It's currently muted, and my mic inside of OBS is actually active. So let's take a look at these icons here, right? So now when I push this button, what's going to happen is it should mute me here, and then you see it muted me inside of Discord, allowing me to be able to talk. And then if I press it again, it should mute me in Discord, and then it should unmute me inside of OBS, right? So again, we didn't adjust the delay. That's why it took a little bit longer. So again, when you come to delay, you can go ahead and do 200. And again, you can take a look at here. If I push it, it's going to go ahead and mute me inside of OBS. It's going to go ahead and unmute me inside of Discord. And then I can go ahead and move forward there. So just like that, you can see how you can utilize that multi-action. And this can go as deep as you want it to be and do as many things as possible. And I'm going to show you here in just a few moments how to use a multi-action switch to be able to launch everything that you need for your streaming, all your windows, open up OBS and everything, and resize it and put it where you need it to be, making it super easy for you to just press one button to launch everything. It's what I do for my stream, to be able to launch everything, turn my lights on, and get me ready to go. So that's what we want to go ahead and do there now. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and do that action, right? Where I show you how to go ahead and open up everything that you need. So in order to be able to accomplish this, what you want to do first is you want to go ahead and open up everything that you utilize for streaming, everything that you utilize. So open up your OBS, open up all your browsers, all your screens, everything that you're going to need. And I want you to go ahead and size it and put it on your screen exactly where you want it to be. You only need to do this one time. Okay. So again, if I want my OBS to be there and I want it to be a little bit smaller, and then I want to go ahead and have this window be a little bit smaller because it's going to read my chat, then you want to go ahead and customize this and put everything that you need exactly where you want it to go in order for this to be able to work. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and open up another multi-action. Okay, so you're going to come here to where it says multi-action switch, and that's going to go ahead and open up our actions here. So the very first thing, and you can do this in any order that you like, but follow my order if you want to open up things the way that I open up. So the first thing you want to do is you're going to want to come down to where it says system. Okay, where it says system, and now you're going to hit open. Now open is going to open up any application that you have on your computer, and then website's going to open up any browser that you want to go ahead and open it. So those are going to be the two things that we're going to go ahead and utilize. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to want Stream Deck to go ahead and open up our OBS Studio, and again, this can work with anything that you want to open first. So we're going to go here to where it says app and file. Typically should bring you over to your programs and your applications. You're going to find OBS Studio. You're going to hit open, and then you're going to click the OBS Studio 64-bit or 32-bit based on what you have. You hit open, and now the first action is that it's going to open up OBS Studio once I push that button. Again, as we learned earlier, you want to go ahead and add a delay, and then you can go ahead and put this for 200. Okay, to be able to showcase a delay. Now, the next thing that we want to do is we want that when OBS opens, we want it to also go ahead and resize and be positioned on the monitor and the screen and the size and the shape that we want it to be. So to be able to do that, we installed the plugin called Windows Mover. We're going to drop down, and you're going to select Windows Mover. You're going to drop that next. So this is typically going to be the sequence. You're going to have the action, a delay, and then a resizer, right? Okay, so now once you select that there, you're going to name this OBS, just so you know what sizing it is. You're going to go ahead and scroll down and select specific application, okay? And you're going to go ahead and find where it says OBS. So once you have OBS right there, now you scroll down, and this is very important, right? You want to go ahead and make sure that you select here current window coordinates, right? This is going to let it know where exactly to position it, right? And then here on the bottom where it says Resize Window, this is super important. You select Resize because this is going to go ahead and size it exactly to the way that I have OBS open here right now. Okay, and then that's pretty much all you need to do. So that's going to be the first step, right? So the next thing that I like to do is, again, we're going to go ahead and add a delay because an action just finished. We're going to go ahead and put it at 200 or 500 is pretty good. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to open up a web browser. So simply because I utilize Epidemic Sounds for my music, and if you want to use Epidemic Sounds, there's a link in the description as well. So for me, I need to open up a web browser with a link to open up Epidemic Sounds for me. So I'm going to go ahead and add a website. And again, this can work for any website that you want to go ahead and open. And then I'm going to go ahead and title this. I'm just going to say music, and then the URL. This is where you drop the URL for that, right? So I'm going to type in Epidemic Sounds. Right, Epidemic Sounds, and then now that's there, right? So now what I want to do is again, I now want to go ahead and add a Windows mover, because I want my browser when it opens up to be this small and in this little corner when it opens up, again, making it simplifying what it is that you need to do. And again, once you learn these actions, which is what I'm trying to accomplish, then you can kind of feel comfortable navigating around the Stream Deck to be able to create custom actions for yourself. But first, I want to educate you on how you actually do this. So again, we've done this before, the Windows movie. We want to go ahead and name this music. And then you want to scroll down and you want to select specific application. And then what you want to do is that it's not going to go ahead and say Epidemic Sounds. You're going to select Chrome or Safari or whatever browser you're using, because it opens up the whole browser, not an actual tab. So if you have multiple tabs that you want to open, it's going to open it all in the same browser and resize it there for you. So again, we're going to scroll down. You're going to select Get Current Window Coordinates, again, because this is the positioning of it. And then you want to come down to where it says Resize. Again, it's going to give us the right size, and then there we're going to be good. So the next thing that I want to do, right, we're going to hit delay again. Again, you can see the process here, right? We're going to hit 200. And then what I want to do is I want my lights to be able to turn on. So again, if you're utilizing the Elgato key lights or Elgato stream lights, then to be able to go ahead and do this, you're going to come to where it says Elgato Control Center. And then you're going to select on and off, right? So it's going to give you that option there. And if you have both of them, you only need one of these options to be able to turn on both. So once you put in here, I'm going to put in lights. Okay, it's going to go ahead and find my Elgato key lights, and then I can say all, and then what's going to do is going to turn on all of my lights. Now, if you don't have Elgato key lights, what you can do is that I'll put a link in the description. You can go ahead and get what's called a GoV Wi-Fi plugin. These things comes in a pack of 4 for maybe $24. And what it allows you to do is to go ahead and plug in that outlet into the wall and plug in any single device, whether it be a light that you have, whether it be a fan, any device that you want to plug in and control with the Stream Deck. Utilize those plugins. And then what you want to do is you want to go ahead and download the plugin inside of the store called the GoV Controller. And then that's going to give you the option to be able to go ahead and control any of those lights. So if you don't have smart lights or you don't have smart devices, like some of the lights behind me are not smart, but because I haven't plugged in into a GoV Wi-Fi outlet, I can manage all those lights directly inside my Stream Deck without any issues, right? So that's what you want to go ahead and utilize. So that's going to be for the lights. Now I'm going to go ahead and put a delay again, right? And then I'm going to put one more delay there. And then what I wanted to do is that I have some Philip Hughes lights back there that I also wanted to go ahead and turn on for me. So again, this is going to allow you to be able to open up everything that you're going to need. So now that you have everything open, right, that you wanted to open for you, you now are going to want to go ahead and come to 2, and you want to go ahead and do everything in reverse. So for me, when I do the multi-action, the only thing that I want to be able to go ahead and happen is I want my lights to turn off. So again, you just go ahead and put it in reverse. I want these lights to turn off. I'm going to come to my control center and I'm going to go ahead and hit off. And then that's pretty much all I want to happen when that action occurs. So now you can see here, what's going to happen is that when I push this actual button, it's going to go ahead and open up my OBS and resize it exactly where I have it. It's going to open up my browser with my website that I've selected exactly where I have it. And then what it's going to do is going to go ahead and turn on my lights. It's going to go ahead and turn everything on for me that I need. And then once I finish streaming, I can simply just go ahead and click that link and it's going to go ahead and stop everything there for me. So it's just that simple for me to be able to go ahead and utilize that. So now what we want to do is we want to go ahead and set up our streaming platform. So this is going to be a way for us to be able to create engagement within our chat within a click of a button. And the way that I utilize this is links. So what this looks like is when you click on this icon here you're gonna see I have a folder for links. Now you're gonna see here that I have links for Discord, for stream designs, for SMSU, for my IG, because these are things that are commonly asked in my stream. And maybe I don't have a mod available, but what this allows me to do is that if I go ahead and click on the Discord, it's gonna go ahead and drop a link for my Discord directly in chat for me. So for us to be able to set this up, this is where you linked your profiles in the beginning, where you linked your Twitch, you linked your YouTube in there. And once you link those things there, it's gonna go ahead and give you these icons here. You're gonna have a YouTube one, and then what you want to do is you want to come to your, let's say you stream on YouTube, because I stream on YouTube. You're gonna have with the YouTube the option to be able to do a chat message and viewers is what you're gonna be able to do. So what you do is you go ahead and drop this chat message, and then you can go ahead and put a title. And then what you can do is that it's going to tell you the account that you're going to drop it from, and then you can put in the message or links that you want to go ahead and drop. Then for your Twitch, you have several options that you're able to do. So you're able to go ahead and add a chat message again. You're able to clear your message. You're able to go ahead and play ads, which is great. You're able to do so much. You're able to create a clip. So there's just so much you can able to do here. So you can drop that in there. And what I like to do for my links, again, just to keep things clean, is that I like to go ahead and create a link folder that I can just click into to see all of my links that I'm going to utilize. But that's how you're going to be able to go ahead and set that up, allowing you to be able to go ahead and also set up a tweet. So you can come here, and if you link your Twitter, again, you can drop a tweet here, and what's going to happen is that when you push that button, it's going to automatically send a tweet out. So you can set this up to be like a going live tweet, and then you just push a button, and now you go live. You don't got to log in. You don't got to log into Twitter. You don't got to type it up. You don't got to do all that stuff. So again, it's just going to simplify the way you promote your stream and the way that you're able to engage inside of your chat. So that's what's going to help you to be able to do that. Now, what I want to do as well is that we want to go ahead and be able to create content. I think this is super important to be able to know how to create content with your Stream Deck. And there's a plugin that we installed called Timestamp. So we're going to go ahead and look for that plugin now. You're going to scroll down, and you're going to look for where it says Timestamp. So we see it here. And what you want to do is you're going to first set a new log. Now, what I like to do is under my multi-action, when I'm launching everything, the last thing that I like to add in there is I'll go ahead and add another delay at the end. So I add a delay. Okay. And then what I like to do is that now that's there, I like to go ahead and add a timestamp there, or when you go ahead and hit start streaming. So if we go back here, and now you select on your start streaming here, you can go ahead and say move to multi-action, and that's going to give you the start stream. And then what you do is you add a slight delay, and then you come to the timestamp, and this is going to, you type in a new log. So what the new log does is that it opens up a notepad inside of your computer based on the name that you've saved it, where you want to save it, allowing it to be somewhere where you're able to create timestamps. And what this does is that it puts timestamps of parts in your stream where if you selected that you want to be able to come back, it speeds up your editing, allows you to pull clips easily, and it's something I use to be able to create content faster, right? So that's the way you add it into a multi-action. But there is one more step that you need to do. This first new log sets up the notepad. Then you have the option here where it says marker. This is an icon that needs to stand alone. You cannot put this in a multi-action. It's not going to go ahead and function the way that you want it to, right? So what you want to do is this marker is going to go ahead and determine when you click it, it's going to set the timestamp. So we need to set it here at the bottom. So what you want to do is for text, you want to scroll down and you want to do hour, and then you want to put the two little dots. Then you want to come down and you want to select minutes, and you want to put the two little dots again. And then you want to come down and you want to put seconds, and then you can go ahead and title this. Now, what I like to do is for my notepad, I like to title this to be the date of the stream. So what I do is for file name, I go ahead and go day/month/year. Okay. And then that's pretty much it. And I select the file. So this is going to let me know that on X date, this is when I stream. This is the stream that I need to go back to where I was marking those markers there. And then once you have this there, I personally do like to use Elapsed Time, because what it does to do is that it goes from the moment you started your stream to the time you end. So it gives you exact figures of what it is you need. So now what happens is that when I start my stream, a notepad is going to be created. And then what you want to do is that when you're ready, when you understand like, hey, I kind of want to look back at that moment, you press the marker, and then it's going to go ahead and add that little timestamp to the note. and then let's say you end in the clip, or you want to make sure you look between those two sections, then you hit it again, and it's going to add another timestamp, allowing you to be able to quickly go through and look through this. So let's see what that actually looks like, right? So you can see here, I'm going to come to where it says where I saved it at. You're going to see where it says timestamps. Okay, you're going to see that I have here timestamps selected, and then I can go ahead and select this here, and you're going to see here that I have multiple timestamps where I know now on this day for me to go back to be able to go ahead and clip out those parts in my stream, making it extremely easy for you to be able to go ahead and start creating content and making clips for your stream. Now, I did mention before that if you are utilizing Spotify, the Spotify plugin is going to be amazing. So to be able to add the Spotify plugin, again, what I like to do is for my music, I like to go ahead and add a new folder. And so we'll go ahead and add music. We'll open that up. And then what you want to do is you want to find the Spotify plugin. And here you're going to see so many options. You're going to see the option to be able to play, pause, go to the next song. You're going to be able to go ahead and see the information of that song. And again, you just go ahead and drop it. Once you drop it in there, it's going to go ahead and ask you to go ahead and log in with your Spotify premium account. And then you're able to go ahead and start accessing all of these features there. Now, again, like I said, I utilize a web browser to be able to go ahead and get my music in there. But you can utilize those options there. Now, we added a WebSocket to OBS in the beginning, and what that's related to, it's going to be here where you see OBS toolbar Radar. So this just expands even more what you're able to do inside of OBS. So you can go ahead and take a look at this, but I want to show you how to go ahead and get this set up, because there is one single step that you need to do here. So let's say that I want to go ahead and again just do a source visibility. So once you drop that in there, it's going to ask you to go ahead and get it connected, right? So you're going to go ahead and select the link. And you're going to see here that it's going to go ahead and ask you for the password. This is where I told you that you needed to remember what password you went ahead and set, right? So let's say I just set a password for it. I'm going to go ahead and hit save. And you're going to see here that now it's gone ahead and gotten connected. So now I'm going to be able to now come here and select the source, activate a scene, and actually start utilizing the features in this plugin. So again, what I'm trying to do is equip you with the knowledge to be able to understand how to navigate the Stream Deck, so that way you can start creating customizations the way that you see fit. And then lastly, we went ahead and added a Wind tool, right? A Wind tool plugin. And this is going to allow you to be able to control a lot of the stuff on your computer. So if you want to go ahead and increase the volume of an app, if you want to decrease the volume of an app, like if you have a game open and you want to increase the volume and decrease it, you want to go ahead and lock your computer pretty quickly. If you want to go ahead and utilize and switch to your primary monitor, you can go ahead and do that. If you want to see how long your computer has been on for, you can see that there, right? My computer's been on for 3 days to be able to run. So again, once you have your Stream Deck ready to go and set it up and customize, you can then start seeing that it's going to look nice, and you're going to be able to go ahead and utilize it the way that you see fit. And I don't complicate things. I keep it real simple, just things that can speed up what it is that I want to go ahead and do. And then you put some nice icons on it, and then you'll be good to go, right? But having a Stream Deck, you know, make streaming and content creation easier, but you still need to know how to go ahead and run a stream to be able to see the most growth. So what I want you to do is go ahead and watch this series right here, where I walk you through on things on what you should do before you go live, what to do after you're live, how to go ahead and grow, how to promote your stream. It's a whole series to equip you to become a better streamer and to see success. So go ahead and watch that series right now so you can get the most out of your stream. I'll see you guys in the next video.